Now that you finished my last guide on the longsword fundamentals, from special attacks to different parries, it's time to learn how to use it in combat. Before we start, if you're liking the content or have some recommendations, leave a comment and let me know. Also, leave a like for the algo and sub. We're almost at 200. I really appreciate it, guys. But without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to give you some recommended skills, but again, you don't have to build the way that I say to build. Just build however you want and enjoy the game the way you want. First things first, I'm going to give you some recommended skills. That way your numbers don't look like this, but instead look like this. That was an exaggeration. I used a base weapon with like a really strong weapon. But anyways, the 5 skills for big damage. Numero uno, agitator. Smack the monster or throw him into a wall to get him mad to give you more attack and crit. Number 2, attack boost. Pretty simple, more attack. After level 4 attack boost, you get 5% crit for every level afterwards. Critical eye for more crit chance. Weakness exploit for more crit chance on weak spots and wounded spots. Crit boost to make all that crit that you got crit harder. And last, clutch claw boost for that one swipe to weaken the monster. Pretty valuable. And now for some defensive options, with the first one being evade window, so you get more iframes when you roll or parry through things. Next, divine blessing gives you a chance to take less damage when you take damage. Next is quick sheath, so that you can sheath faster in EI or just in general. And last, the big kahuna health boost for more health, so you could get hit more. Yahoo! Next is for element. You want to match your element's weapon, and you want to use true critical element or critical element. If you use true critical element, normal critical element gets canceled out. It's just a better version. Now for food skills. Your options are kind of limited with the longsword. They ain't really much, sadly. The only thing I really think of is using like feline black belt for like using max might, full stamina, more crit chance, and feline polisher to sharpen faster. Other than that, use whatever skill you want. There isn't really much, so just eat all meat. That's all I gotta say, all meat.
Yes!
Alright, so in the last videos, we talked about trial and error and having patience. Still applies here with the longsword. I know I said it with the charge blade, but it still applies here. With the charge blade, in the last video, I was basically sitting still a lot and guard pointing a lot. This is kind of the same thing, but instead of guard pointing, you're parrying, and you want to try to get those parries off as much as you can. But be careful on multi-attacks. You want to try to roll out of those and probably parry like the last attack that the monster does. Or hit the double parry after doing foresight slash into special sheath into any like one of the parry moves. At the start of combat, make sure to get a parry off the roar. That way you can level up your spirit gauge pretty quickly using foresight slash. Then right after, I usually go into special sheath and try to counter the next attack. This way my meter goes up for a long time and I don't have to worry too much about my meter going up. Here the monster is doing a very long attack string, so I'm going to use this chance to be able to level up my spirit gauge. Then right after, I enter special sheath to anticipate the next attack. I missed the parry window, but I still got some damage in at least. Once again, I see the monster doing a long attack string, so I'm going to try to go for a level up on their spirit gauge again. When you see extremely telegraphed attacks like the tail wipe right here, just do a thrust, and you should be able to get an easy foresight slash on it. Once again, I enter special sheath here, anticipate the next attack. I get some good damage in, then she does a flip right here, so I just roll out the way. I couldn't have no time to parry it, so rolling is obviously the good choice here. So attacks right here that have a really long windup, you should have time to enter your special sheath, then follow up with some kind of parry or damage. So here I'm just taking advantage of the gong and the monster not looking at me and just getting some damage in. And also be sure not to spam your attacks too much. You should be getting ready to parry most of the time. So just be patient with every attack that you do. That way you can be ready for a parry and land it. Also, if you have the need to reposition, instead of using your roll, you can use a face slash like this and be out of the way while doing damage to the monster. Here's an example of being patient between each attack, using face slash to reposition and entering special sheath in order to keep the pressure on my opponent. And here I'm doing some damage using my fade slash after the monster backed up to get out of the way. I added a roll just to be safe, but I honestly could have been fine with just the fade slash. I'm gonna see Goldrathian do this big gigantic move here. I try to get as close as I can to basically be able to get my attacks in. But it was a little baby punish. Here I bank on my cat getting wrecked to do full damage here, and it paid out. Then I enter special sheath for the next attack, and it was another tail whip and missed because I was under him. Then it happened again, and I was able to get the parry off and do some more damage and clagger. So constantly parrying and getting your special sheath off all the time with parries is pretty insane and rewarding. Try to get good with it and practice a lot. It's really fun. So here I'm just playing it slow between attacks and trying to get some parries off. I thought that would hit, but when he does a flip, it doesn't hit at all. So I remember not to do that anymore. So I just went back to the foresight slash. And then I tried to get it again here, but we just bonked each other in the head because I missed a parry window. That would have been pretty sick though, I'm not gonna lie. So coming back to big moves with big recovery, I go for the house splitter this time, and I was able to hit it properly. I honestly shouldn't have done that first swipe, and just went straight for the house splitter to give me more time to attack the monster. Example, I'm basically trying to do a parry here for a foresight slash. I did a little too early, but luckily I didn't get hit with it. Then here I'm using my thrust and testing the waters, then immediately went to fade slash when nothing happened, and then something happened immediately and I went for the parry right after. Then I got the knockdown and I'm doing my spirit gauge combo to get some extra damage in before my helm splitter. So I maximize the damage I get while the monster's knocked. Then I go to special sheath right after and I go for the special slash, but I forgot that when it flies I can't hit Rathian. Then she does the big bomb, so I know it's my time to punish. And I get a crazy flinch. And here I'm just getting in damage while she's running around. And I'm being patient and getting the parry. And I end the game right here. I did it in the last video, so I'm going to do it again.
Another day, another victory for the OG. Taking down the sweats.
If you made it to the end of the video, give it a like and subscribe and let me know if you enjoyed it. Or if you have any other video ideas, and I'll feature you in the next video as well. And be sure to check out my other guides. I have a charge blade one just like this. And I feel like it's very helpful if you want to learn how to use the weapon. Thanks for watching. See ya.